We've been talking so much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a moment to thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for 45 episodes in NBA 2K20.
We've had so much fun connecting with you all over this past season.
So as we put NBA 2K20 to a close,
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final and before. Well, tremendous athleticism. Thanks, D.A. So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the small forward. And for Orlando, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are the backcourt tandem. And it's Ennis in at the 3. Late in the season, Doris, and some teams now are not going to be in the postseason. They're out of the playoffs and are giving more time. You talked about this earlier, giving more time to their young players to develop.
Well, there is nothing more beneficial to a young player than real-time NBA experience. So when you're out of the playoffs, those young guys start to get more and more minutes. They'll give those young guys more and more responsibility on the offensive and defensive end. And there's no greater teacher than giving NBA reps to guys who you think can be a key part of your future.
It's so fun for us as the fans and people that cover the league to get a glimpse of the future of these teams and what these individual players could be like. Here is Bryant after the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. And it's Napier missing. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Orlando. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago. Here's Hachimura, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
The Magic have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Passes it to Ennis. Augustine looking around. Now Ennis. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. And here we go. Washington fast break. Here's Bonga. Off target from three-point range. The drive by Vucevic. Nice D from Bryant.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Here's Hachimura. This game he had 12.
And a solid shooter from mid-range. Hachimura with textbook fundamentals.
Well, a new era begins for the Washington Wizards, right? A change in the front office. The team has tried for years to rebuild in a number of different approaches. Perhaps a fresh outlook for fans under new guidance gives this team new hope.
Brown, good.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
To the left wing. It's tipped. Vucevic to the pass to Gordon. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3. And for the Wizards and their new front office doors, a tough task ahead of them.
I think so, Kevin, because first and foremost, they need to change the culture of the team, right? Too long, there had been a lack of accountability in D.C., and I think once they address that, the rest of the rebuild could come easier.
Here's Brown, following the score by Aaron Gordon. Clock at 2. Here's Bryant, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for Washington. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
Orlando with the ball after the basket by Washington. Ennis, good.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Washington's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. To the paint. Pass to Bonga. Here is Bryant. Shoots over Vucevic. Rebounded by Vucevic. 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And it's Gordon penetrating. Vucevic, great positioning on the putback.
This guy, a strong rebounder who uses his frame well. Vucevic has a knack for being in the right spot.
Brown against Fournier. Bryant passes to Bonga. Here's Hachimura. The kick out to Brown. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Hachimura, no good.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss. Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. The Magic shooting their first free throw tonight. Free throw good. Gordon.
Well, I think the things that Aaron Gordon has added to his game, specifically that reliable three-point shot, is a really welcome sign. This guy has an incredible upside.
And the pass to Wagner. Here's Hachimura. Defended by Gordon. Hachimura, the pass to Mahimi. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And right there, you see the decision-making ability of Hachimura. Sets his man up perfectly.
The shot off that time. And still a close game. As the...
Here we go now.
Welcome back to Noche Latina. Celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Magic?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
So on the floor for Washington, Robinson is out there with Ish Smith. Then there's Ian Mahimi, and it's Hachimura in at the 3 slot. Now here's Fultz. 14 points from him the last game against Chicago.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
Ross with the steal. And now Bamba pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the dunk by Bamba.
Boy, how about the ability of Mo Bamba to sprint the floor? Nicely done to get out in transition.
Here's Wagner. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Here's Bamba. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty.
In the corner, it's Robinson. He dishes it to Mahimi. From 12 feet out. That's good, and the Orlando lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Robinson. The Magic have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Now here's Fultz, covered by Smith. Here's Bamba. Rebounded by the Wizards. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
I mean, big-time win, bigger-time third-quarter comeback, and definitely a great game for us to watch as well.
So it's Washington now, following the miss by Mohamed Bamba.
Assist from Ian Mahimi.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Fires from 18. The putback, it's good on the putback. And the Magic lead by 1.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And the foul on Khem Birch. That's his first foul. Doris, if you had a list of players with all the great talent in this league that's the most difficult to stop one-on-one, who would that be?
Well, like in similar situations, I can't give you just one. Some names that come immediately to mind: James Harden, obviously, has been in the MVP race for 5 years running, I think. He's virtually impossible to guard, right? He's got a great system for his individual skills. Kevin Durant can get any shot he wants at any time. And then the virtuoso that is LeBron James, who can pick you apart with shooting, with scoring, with passing. He's really nothing short of remarkable.
Vucevic checked in for Khem Birch. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Fultz kicks to Bamba. Back to Fultz. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from 14. That one drops for him.
Taking back the lead once more. Give these teams credit. Man, they are battling.
Boy, Greg, neither team willing to give an inch and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
Here's Robinson. Markelle Fultz making his last shot. Smith drives in. Mahimi and Bamba pulls it down.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Here's Vucevic. Up again, and Wagner pulls it down. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for Washington. They trail by 1. Robinson, that's good.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Orlando, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Carter Williams against Smith. Now here's Carter Williams. 20 points for him last game against Chicago.
I thought his physicality was crucial too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
Mahimi's shot is good. Mahimi's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, if you use your strength and your power and a little bit of relentlessness, as John Mahimi does, he cleans up.
Now here's Ross. He's covered closely. Pass to Carter Williams. Up top, Bamba. Ross for 3. The shot, no good. And the Wizards now going the other way. Robinson passes to Mahimi. Outside for Robinson. Dishes to Smith. Passes to Wagner. The Wizards working the ball around now. Knocked away. Ross with the steal. Now here's Bamba. He's guarded closely. That one goes in. Fultz has got his second bucket tonight.
Well, make no mistake, Markelle Fultz, because of his athletic burst, can score on the interior. That's nicely done.
Pass to Wagner. Banked in off the glass. And the Wizards lead by 3.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And that'll do. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome a pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening. And that'll do.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Well, you got to like what Aaron Gordon has done in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Magic, Augustine and Fournier are the backcourt tandem. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. And it's Ennis in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic. An offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
Here's Napier, following the basket by Evan Fournier. Napier passes to Bryant. Back to Napier. They get it back. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Wizards shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Bryant hits them both. And you look at the footwork of Vucevic inside, his moves and counter moves. Terrific.
Shades of Kevin McHale. And that's something he's continued to develop in the pros. A response to defenders who often surpass him athletically.
Now here's Gordon, and it's blocked by Brown. From deep. They shoot again, and it's Gordon missing.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
Here's Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Now, here's Napier. Down low, it's stolen by Vucevic. Now the pass to Ennis. He feeds it to Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
If you don't keep Aaron Gordon out of the paint, it's going to be a long night. How easy is that?
Pass to Hachimura. Over Gordon, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. And Orlando making a change here. Birch is checked in. Robinson's checked in for Washington. Pass to Napier. Here's Hachimura. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
And a nice shot by Bryant as we approach the fourth quarter. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Ennis taking his time here. Lays it up off the glass.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Tipped away and stolen by Fournier. Ennis, good. Now it's a 3-point Orlando lead.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Hachimura, the pass to Bryant. Feeds it to Bryant and stolen by Fournier. Gordon goes in, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Wow, incredibly quick feet of Aaron Gordon. This guy excels at seeing lanes to the rim and taking advantage.
Bryant passes to Hachimura. A second chance effort. Right side, Bryant. That's tipped.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Outside Gordon. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Vucevic checked in for Kem Birch. Ross comes in for James Ennis. And it's Fulton for Augustine. The Wizards also changing it up. Mahinmi comes in for Bryant. And it's Ish Smith in for Napier.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Inside. Hachimura, the pass to Smith. Clock at 6. Will it go? It's hauled in by the Magic.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
Extremely fortunate they didn't lose the ball there.
The feed to Mahinmi, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. 6 seconds left to play here in the third. Robinson passes to Hachimura. Doesn't go for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Magic lead by 14. 2K Sports. And from a recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Steve Clifford.
Good offense, right? We got.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. So on the floor for Washington, we've got Hachimura. Ish Smith is out there with Robinson. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Bonga in at the 3 spot. Volts kicks to Gordon. From 13. And that one is off. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Mahinmi with it. Now guarded by Fultz. Pass to Hachimura. Ross against Robinson. And there's the pass to Hachimura. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Hachimura's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Washington. Magic leading by 12. Outside Fournier. 4th quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Drills it from outside. Who are some of the up-and-coming shooting guards in the league that you have noticed have got a very high ceiling?
Well, I'm going to mention 2 guys who I think could be considered combo guards who can play 1 or 2, and who I think their organizations are still trying to figure out their best position. But 2 of the most dominant young guards in the league who are going to be a problem for over a decade. Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. Both guys can create their own shot. Both can get off the dribble drive. Both could light you up. The 3 dunk brings down the house. Well, the flashback to Ross's rookie year when he won the dunk contest. Give him a chance, and you're guaranteed to see something flashy.
And Orlando making a change here. Augustine's checked in, and a switcher also for Washington. Ryan is checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Here's Hachimura. Bryant controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Augustine against Smith. The try by Vucevic. Augustine from outside. Smith with some nice D. Wizards trail by 14. Here's Bonga. That one good for 2. The Magic have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Poke loose. Ross kicks to Fournier. Back to Ross for the 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Ross has got 6 in the quarter.
You have to know when to simply catch and shoot, and it serves Terrence Ross very well that time.
He gets it in there.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
Out to the right wing. Vucevic to the pass to Ross. Outside Fournier. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Gordon. With the fadeaway. And it's Orlando with another.
Well, the rise and fire from Aaron Gordon in the mid-range, it's almost unguardable at this point.
Outside Robinson. Passes it to Hachimura. The dish now to Bryant. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
To the paint. Augustine against Smith. Ross passes to Vucevic. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Here's Bonga. He's guarded by Fournier, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Ross with it. Robinson on him. Vucevic trying to get open. Count it. 24 points for Aaron Gordon.
Well, sheer strength on these finishes. Aaron Gordon pushes through anything you might throw at him.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double-checking, and the game continues on.
The Wizards have gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Magic.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Aaron Gordon.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Just 3 to shoot. Bonga pulls it in. Here is Bryant. Pass to Hachimura. Over in the corner, Brown. Here's Bonga. Offline. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Welcome to this very special episode of NBA 2K TV. I'm Alexis Morgan.
And I'm Chris Manning. Special episode because we have reached number 200.
Here's Tatum and
You play 2K all the time. You act.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now you have an album.
Up next, it's Friday night, and it's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. You look at Washington, winding things down this season. They're in that all-important 9th position, within striking distance of a playoff spot. And, of course, New York, a few slots below them.
Well, I think for New York, they've had such a disappointing season. Even when they've gotten a little bit of momentum, they haven't been able to keep it going.
No, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating to everyone, the players, the coaches, the fans. I mean, there was the idea that they might struggle, but now reality is setting in.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Harkless is out there with Randall. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Taj Gibson, and it's Barrett at the shooting guard. And for the Wizards, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Wizards getting on the board first. Here's Barrett, drilled from 11 feet out. Chris, you look at the grind of a regular season. Adam Silver seems open to fewer games or even fewer minutes per game. What do you think of that?
this is one that I'm not with, Kevin. You know, in my day, you had guys play 82 games. And let's go back to the days of Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. They were playing in shoes that basically were socks, and they didn't have tape, and they didn't have all the things that we're privy to in the medical industry. So I think we should keep it at 82 games and minutes the same, because it keeps a full context of sports, where you can talk about Harden versus or Westbrook versus a Big O. It keeps the argument in the same place. I think fewer games, fewer minutes starts to change the dynamics and the expectations of what players can do. I don't mind changing and adding tournaments, letting guys get more rest, but I think the number of games and the minutes of the game has to stay 48 minutes, has to stay 82 games.
Very interesting. And the dunk by Brown.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Here's Randall, and he goes right over Thomas Bryant and slams it down.
What I love about Randall is the power he plays with. He's an absolute force inside.
And the shot goes in. And so it's Washington with it, trailing by 2. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, it just felt to me like they wanted it more. I mean, didn't get down emotionally when they got behind. And how about that third quarter comeback? One for the ages.
Shot clock at 3. Napier finds Brown. Kept alive by Washington. Here's Napier. He picked up 21 points in their last win against New York.
And also 3 steals. So he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
Count it. Good. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played.
And a new regime in Washington as they have moved on from the previous GM. A lot to do here.
Yeah, GM, and it's not an ideal cap situation to work with. Fans are excited to see what can be done. They need to land a few big free agents. It hasn't happened for the Wizards in a while.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Barrett. Offline with his 3. For Washington, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Gibson with the steal. And then Randall slams it in.
You see the good speed, especially for a power forward. Randall making plays in transition.
Pass to Hachimura. 1:14 left to play here in the first. And he recovers it. Pass to Bryant. Back to Bryant. Just 5 on the clock. It's good. Bryant's got 6. The Knicks have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. And Randall throws it down.
That's a major league catch and flush right there. Randall's not a high flyer, but showing some explosiveness at the rim that time.
Over to the left wing. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. 44 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Wagner, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
From 15 feet away, can't hit that one. Now Washington takes it the other way. Stolen by Robinson. Deflects the pass. Pushing it up. And he lobs it up toward the rim. There's the pass to Hachimura. And here's Mahimi. Two on the clock. And Mahimi with the stop.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely great. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Wizards lead by 2. We'll be back shortly, live from Washington. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Wizards, guys.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. Ntilikina out there with Reggie Bullock. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Bobby Portis, and it's Knox in at the 3. There's the foul. It's on Mahinmi. That's his first foul. New York trailing. Here's Ntilikina. 20 points for him last game against Atlanta. Outside Portis. There's the triple. No good. Now the Wizards take it the other way. It's a victory here for the home team. Last time these guys met.
And they did win that last game in this matchup. And it seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Wagner's got the lead up to 4 now for Washington.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those tip-ins.
Robinson left side. Out to the wing. Passes it to Mahinmi. Stolen by Robinson. Oh, and here we go. Knox has got it. The fast break chance. Got a hand on it.
And that's a welcome sign for sure. Hachimura demonstrating a willingness to want to improve as a defender.
Back to Smith. Outside Robinson. Shot clock at 5. To the inside. Another shot. Here's Mahinmi. That's tipped. Bullock with it. Robinson on him. That one goes. Count it.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
Pass to Wagner. Mahinmi with it. He's guarded by Bullock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The league has cracked down C-Webb on flagrants. Who's leaving the bench? Do you think we need to be as strict about it as we've been?
Oh, I love the attention to detail the league has given on flagrants. So you don't want the flagrants of the past. My friend Kevin McHale, he says Rambis just ran into his elbow. That wasn't even a flagrant foul on that play, if anybody remembers that old play that I'm talking about back in the Celtics-Laker days. But how about today? My thing, Kevin, is just don't call it ticky-tack of flagrant. And I think we all know what a flagrant is. Let's keep the new flagrants as flagrants and no flopping. If you flop, no flagrants. Games are too important. You don't want that flagrant 1, flagrant 2, a shot and the ball. It can change the momentum of the game. I think the league and the refs are doing a great job. Let's just not let those ones that aren't flagrant sneak in there because of flopping.
And Chris, what about players leaving the bench when there's something going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, the league has always been great about that. And now what's funny is if you watch the games, there's an assistant coach that is designated just when he sees a scuffle on the floor. His only job is to run to the end of the bench and stand at the line with his arms out so no player can cross him. So not only is the league taking steps, not only are players mindful of it, but now you have an assistant coach. His only job is to stand up there and to be an obstacle so that no players can step that foot across the line. It changes series. It causes big fights. It puts fans in harm's way. We just don't need it.
Bonga, the pass to Mahinmi. There's Brown with the 3. Knicks with the rebound. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Barrett dishes to Payton. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Payton's got his first bucket in this one.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Ryan in the post. Defended by Portis. The shot by Mahinmi, no good.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Ellington lays it up and banks it in. Now it's a 4-point Knicks lead.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Mahinmi passes to Bonga. The kick out to Bryant. Pass to Mahinmi. Looking to end the run. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
It's tipped. Gibson against Mahinmi. Randall left side. Pulls it up. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
His interior scoring is one of the things that drives their offense. Don't expect him to miss many of those.
Mahinmi passes to Bonga. Payton with some nice D.
And he's got to do a better job making the D pay for their mistakes.
And thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A stellar first half for Julius Randle. He had 12 points and 1 steal. Thanks for joining.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Well, they haven't found a way to keep him quiet inside. I mean, their best bet probably would be to deny him the ball altogether, because when he gets it, they can't stop him.
Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. It's taken away by Payton. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Lobbed up there for Gibson. Outside for Randle. Here's Payton. Bryant with the rebound. Washington trailing. Brown drives in. Napier passes to Hachimura. To the middle. Back to Napier. For the tie. He nails it, and we're tied up. Napier's got the first bucket of the third here for the Wizards.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass. And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Chris, a lot of teams have players that set exceptional screens. And that doesn't really show up in the statistics in the pages we get, does it?
No, it doesn't, but I tell you what, there was a survey done asking some of the players who sets the best screens, and it was unanimous. It was Mr. Adams out there in OKC. Not only does he set screens, but when he sets screens, he cuts to the basket so hard that usually he'll get the offensive rebound. That's why he was second in offensive rebounding in this league. And when you talk about rebounding and setting screens, you got to look at Drummond, Al Horford. I mean, some really good guys that'll get you space.
Boy, those are good numbers and good names to rattle off. Back to Smith. Nice ball movement by Washington. Down low, Wagner. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. Wagner's got 6.
No, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving and set up the open man.
To the paint, and Randle throws it down.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Hachimura.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. To the left side wing. Good on the 3-point shot. Knox has got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks.
And ball movement is important to any club. Ntilikina making it a priority to share it with his guys.
Bonga, the pass to Smith. It's stolen by Randle. Here's Knox, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Oh, Kevin, the coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy buckets like this, GA.
Here's Ntilikina. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post. Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past. Respected coach who has won Coach of the Year, but the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. I mean, he could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
Outside Robinson. Here's Wagner. Ball's knocked loose.
Oh, you expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
Ntilikina gets the bucket.
You got to love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
How about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
And the pass to Bonga. 1:19 left in the third quarter. And that one, good. Hachimura's got 8 points.
And we know Hachimura has a confident personality. You see it there with the rise and fire approach. Nice.
Randall throws it down.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Wagner passes to Bonga. Out to Smith. Inside. Hachimura, no good. New York leading by 6. Here's Bullock. And he banks in the layup. Bullock's got 5 points now in the quarter. Washington has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Robinson passes to Wagner. Here's Bonga. Passes to Wagner. Wide open. Kept alive.
A little surprised he took the jump shot with nobody around him. He could have attacked the basket.
It's Randall with the drive. Bucket is good. And now a 10-point Knicks lead.
One of the young power forwards, Randall, one of the best off the dribble drive.
And that one's good. Hachimura.
Doesn't have to break stride at all thanks to the money lead pass.
And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we've reached the end of the third. Knicks lead by 8. And coming up as soon as we return from break, And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, it's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson out there with Portis. Then it's Barrett. Then there's Payton. And it's Ellington in at the 2. Wizards trail by 11. Outside Robinson. Kicks to Napier. Brown outside. Back to Napier. Ryan in the post. Working on Portis. Mahimi down low. Guarded by Robinson. The shot by Mahimi, no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but he hasn't been successful.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
A baseline J, and he overshot that one, missing. Washington shooting here about 46% for the game. To the inside, Bryant, and finish off by Bryant.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Hachimura, he's checked in for Ian Mahimi. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Wayne Ellington. Harkless, the pass to Robinson. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Well, so often we see this. Transition buckets off turnovers.
Well, you know, Greg, this is why coaches preach ball security to their teams. That sequence right there.
Pass to Napier. Here's Hachimura, covered by Payton. 6 on the shot clock. Hachimura, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
Goes up again. Good on the bucket. Portis has got his first bucket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Brown right side. Outside Bryant. Over Robinson to end the run. Bryant can't get it to go.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can.
And Barrett gets it to go.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
Napier passes to Hachimura. Feeds it to Bryant. Over Robinson. Some solid defense from Robinson.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he blows the finish.
Barrett kicks to Portis. Barrett the pass to Portis. Some nice passing by New York here. Now, here's Barrett. He's covered by Brown. Here's Payton. A three-pointer, no good. And so Bryant will bring it up for Washington. Here's Hachimura. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And the scary thing is, Hachimura is going to keep getting better. Games like this prove how special he can be. Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for New York.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost him, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Julius Randle.
They needed someone to do the heavy lifting tonight, and he was their man, scoring every way he knows how.
And he gets the bucket.
Oh, I love it. He's working the ball down low. Always a good plan of attack.
So it's the Knicks now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Dotson the pass to Payton. Now here's Ellington. Tight defense on him. Up top, Harkless. Just 5 to shoot. Dotson kicks to Ellington. Hits it from three-point range.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Oh, Greg, that's the dagger. You could tell they wanted that one. I know that seals the deal.
Here's Grant. That shot off. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Here's Harkless. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, there's no doubt as to who was the better team. I mean, they proved it with this win.
Smith the pass to Grant. Here's Pasechniks. Over Robinson. Pasechniks, no good. From deep three-point range, it's off. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight.
pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending. benefits to this team, resulting in unprecedented improvements in shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Where do
And just about to get underway as the starting five. We welcome you to Noche and as we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. Take a look at the Magic. They're good enough for 8th place in the conference right now, looking to hold on to that. And checking out New York, they're looking to turn it around down at the bottom of the conference now.
Well, right now for the Knicks, they're already looking to the offseason, and that's a shame. Their fans deserve a little bit more from this team.
The body language right now kind of telling the story. Losing takes a huge toll on you, especially during an 82-game grind.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Augustine and Fournier are the backcourt tandem. Gordon and Bamba, the combo inside. And it's Ennis in at the small forward. And for the Knicks, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Alfred Payton is out there with Taj Gibson. And it's Harkless in at the 3 spot. Gordon. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. With the playoffs around the corner, Brent, some teams already making vacation plans. Talk about the disappointment that those kinds of teams are feeling right now.
Yeah, you start the beginning of training camp with ideas of wanting to play into the postseason, and you know the realization of that goal is not going to be met. And what you want to do is remember your opportunity as a player, Kevin, to go out and still compete. You might not be back with the team that you're playing the end of the season with, the last 10 games. Maybe you're somewhere else. But there are teams, as we've always said, still watching you. And so don't ever get away from the idea of the competition as the season winds down.
They always say the eye in the sky doesn't lie. Everything is on tape, right?
I mean, yeah, and they are assessing how it is that you approach that, because you show your stripes when things are not going well. What kind of character do you have?
Another miss by Orlando. The Knicks have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Randall dishes to Payton. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
That's a nice show of strength there for Payton on the inside, finishing through a little bit of the contact. Got rubbed up a little bit.
New York shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And it's the Knicks with the ball. 3-point lead. Great positioning on the putback.
Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
Outside Fournier. Down low. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Good time now to bring up the league leaders in field goal percentage. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. You look at Robinson, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks.
He is a finisher, plain and simple. That field goal percentage just absolutely jumps out at you. It borders on astonishing.
No good from Gibson. The Magic trail by 5. It's stolen by Randall. And pushing it up, here's New York. He lobs it up and finished off by Robinson.
The man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Here's Bamba. It's good. The assist that time for Menace.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Randall. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Poke loose from past the arc. Kept alive Orlando. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
The Knicks leading by 5. Payton looking it over. Pass to Gibson. Harkless on the wing. Payton against Augustine. Yep, that one goes. Payton's got 5.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
There's 39 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Ennis in the corner. Now the pass to Bamba. Just 4 to shoot. Puts it up from 12. And Orlando again with the bucket.
And the closer to the basket Bamba is, the more effective he is. Outstanding at using his size inside.
Fournier against Gibson. Harkless the pass to Robinson. Outside Gibson. Shoots over Fournier. No good from Gibson.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Knicks up 5. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
Filling out the wings are Bullock and Barrett. Bobby Portis out there with Knox, and it's Ntilikina in at the point guard. That's the 5 for New York right now. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there was some great first last season. His son, Philip, was born in December. And then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball." I think he will. Kevin?
DA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. No good there. The Magic go the other way with it. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago. Well, it's been an up-and-down start to his career, but we do know that Frank Ntilikina can play defense.
Interesting to see how it is he progresses in terms of his offensive game. Feels like the league is tending to lean more, Kevin. If you had a decision between a defensive player and an offensive player, it's going the offensive player's way. So Ntilikina is going to have to step up, show that he's improved his shooting range, and then get consistent minutes on the floor.
New York, no good that time either.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Yeah, see the coach? He's got that frown on his face. I think we know why. Not a high percentage look.
Here's Barrett. And good that time.
Explosive off the bounce with great body control. Barrett's most effective when going downhill.
Carter Williams with the bounce pass. Here's Birch. Vucevic, and it's put back in by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And the basket by Knox. Knox has got the game tied up here for the Knicks.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Stolen by Bullock. And a fast break now for New York. Ntilikina gets the bucket.
And the defense to start that play was terrific. I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
Passes it to Carter Williams. Ross dishes to Carter Williams. Birch kicks to Fultz. Shoots over Bullock. Kept alive Orlando. Vucevic. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Pass to Barrett. New York moving the ball around. Here's Ntilikina. Carter Williams covering. Bullock passes to Knox. New York needs to get off a shot. It's up a 3. Birch grabs the board.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
The wide open look here for Vucevic. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. Brett, when you look back on all the stars you played against during your career, who was the biggest intimidator?
Well, I think about intimidating players, and the first word that comes to mind is Anthony Mason. I know he wasn't a bona fide star player, but
right.
You know the role that he had for the teams that he played with, and Anthony Mason was a player you did not want to be playing against. During my era, most of the years that I had some successes and minutes on the floor, it was certainly Kevin Garnett. The way that KG approached every game, and you spent many seasons watching him very closely. From year 1 to year 18 or 19, KG came at you every game, every night with the same kind of zest and excitement to compete.
Well put. Here's Vucevic following the score by New York. Here's Birch. The basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they really started to get it closer to the basket.
Portis, the pass to Bullock. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the middle. Here's Knox. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Well, Knox finding his way around the rim and then pretty versatile to finish.
Pass to Vucevic. That's tipped. Barrett wide open. He fires. No good on the last second attempt there. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. During one stretch, they trailed. And
we've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You know, Vucevic, guys, has been exceptional.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Tipping off the second half. Here's Steve Clifford's 5. Gordon and Bamba, the combo inside. Augustine and Fournier are the backcourt tandem. And it's Ennis in at the 3. New York trailing, and he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
They grab their own miss. The pass to Ennis. Tries it again. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, and this is something Bamba does so well. Unbelievable recognition and timing to come up with offensive rebounds. And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now, here's Bamba. 6 points for him. The Magic have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. And the technical free throw is good. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Taj Gibson. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Harkless. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
They've done very, very well in transition. The problems have come in other areas, which is why they're trailing.
Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
Now here's Payton. He has 5. The shot that time not on target.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough. After committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
Pass to Ellington for the lead. Offensive rebound. Robinson with the second effort. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
For Orlando, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Ntilikina, he's checked in for New York. We talk so much about the stars in this league, Frank. Name some role players who, when they do get hot, they can be terrific.
Well, there's nobody better, and I think he's ripped out a page from Seattle's own Jamal Crawford. There's been nobody better in the last couple of years than what Lou Williams has represented for the Clippers. He's had scoring performances, Kevin, and you've been witness to them courtside, where it's just astounding that he can go and get where he wants to go and make the types of shots that he's been able to do. And this is a revelation because this is 7, 8, 9 years that he's been in the league, and he's doing this with such great impact and, thankfully, rightfully, been rewarded for it.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots in a variety of ways.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Here's Randle. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Randle's got 6.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players, Kevin, playing today can do.
And it's good. 2 points. Gordon's got the lead up to 5 now for Orlando.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right
to the bucket.
It's deflected. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Markelle Fultz has checked in for the Magic.
Into the lineup for the Magic.
1:03 left in the third quarter.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Here's Bullock. Down it, and the Orlando lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Ellington.
Coaching staff would like some more shots from that range.
Now here's Ross. Ellington defending. Ross dishes to Gordon, and he converts the layup. He's got 6.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Here's Ntilikina. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Portis with it. Bamba picks him up. Right side, Portis. 6 to shoot. Back to Ellington. Shot, high post. It's hauled in by the Magic.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Fultz controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. There's Portis. Sinks the 15-footer.
Obviously a mix-up defensively on that possession.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Magic lead by 5. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for the Knicks, they've got Taj Gibson. Barrett is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Knox in at the 4. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Fultz with the ball.
And Fultz loves pushing the pace. He's downright terrifying in the open floor. Loves jumping all over the defense.
Here's Knox. Jacks up a 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Well, you concern yourself with the other guys who you think are going to damage you, and he stepped up and delivered that huge three-point shot.
Now here's Ennis. Up top, Ross. And it's Orlando with another. And so here is New York. Pass to Bullock. Run deep. The Knicks rebound. Second chance shot. Knox. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Mohamed Bamba.
Kevin Knox got a ton of experience in his rookie year playing for the New York Knicks. The 9th overall pick in 2018 out of Kentucky. Played nearly 30 minutes a game. That's a lot of minutes to try to understand your game at the pro level and then what you need to work on.
Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Elfrid Payton comes in for Wayne Ellington. Back to Fultz. Nice move. And the layup is good. And it's a 10-point Magic lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
And New York making a change here. Harkless is checked in, and the Magic making a change here as well. Augustine's checked in. Great positioning on the putback.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
Here's Gordon, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Gordon's got the lead up to 10 now for the Magic. Ross with the steal. Pass to Bamba. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That's foul number 2 for him. Julius Randle's checked in for Barrett.
Julius Randle.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
Payton with the ball. The pass to Harkless. Launches a three. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bamba's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Ross with a wide open look. And it's out of bounds. Well, they say it was last touched by Ross. Evan Fournier's checked in for Terrence Ross. Knicks trail by 10. Payton outside. To the paint. Here's Randle. And the layup's good off the glass.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Outside Fournier. Passes it to Augustine. Inside. Gordon against Randle. And Augustine kicks to Ennis. 5 on the clock. Shoots it. That's good from Augustine. The assist by Ennis. Ennis has got 3 assists in the game. Payton outside. The dish to Gibson. No one near Payton as he lets it go. And that one goes long.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. And so Payton will bring it up for the Knicks. It's a 10-point game. And Gibson kicks to Payton. Randle against Gordon. Randle no good.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one, Kevin. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Orlando.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Mohamed Bamba.
I like his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
Augustine from outside. Good D by Payton.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
As good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in the circle.
And so it's Orlando winning this one. A solid win out.
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Welcome back to 2K TV. Bill Simmons, the sports guy. Now, the sports guy is your nickname, but if you were a player, what would you have as your nickname?
Washed up.
Washed up,
Yeah.
that's it?
Yeah. I quit pickup like 5 years ago.
I'm gonna end it right now.
He's going to end it.
I'm going to end it.
I feel it.
That's the United States Supreme. And with we'll talk about this, David. Some new ground certainly to look at. Thank you. A look at the Magic starting group. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are the backcourt tandem. And it's Ennis in at the 3 spot. And for the Wizards, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3 slot. Brown the pass to Hachimura. Sweet move. Rebounded by Vucevic. Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Orlando Magic. Their last encounter was in Orlando.
Well, they coasted to the win in that one. Were dominant in the rebound department, and that was a huge factor.
And, you know, one of the things about winning the physical battle like they did in that game, it gives you a lot of confidence going into the next meeting. You know you can push this team around in the paint and win the physical battle.
Yep, that one goes in there. Mark, some of those lottery-bound teams now giving more minutes to their younger players, developing them, looking into the future, which means more veterans, unfortunately, will have to sit and watch.
And, you know, I always say this, and it's much easier said than done, but you're a professional, whether you're in the rotation, a young player or an old player, you have to approach it in a professional manner. And that means accepting the good with the bad, the sweet with the bitter, and that takes a maturity level. And, you know, when the trade deadline is behind you, you only can control what you can control, and that's what veterans should be about.
And hopefully the coach communicates the ideas behind the move, too.
I like that, but there's no obligation to do so.
Right. Here's Fournier. Count that one.
And hey, Fournier is not just an outside shooter. I mean, he can also get busy near the basket thanks to that quick release.
Now here's Napier. Guarded by Augustine. And a nice shot by Bryant.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here is Augustine. He's coming off a 16-point game against Chicago. Here's Gordon, back at 6. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And Gordon is a guy who is going to take advantage of these drives to the basket. Just feast on them. He's got a killer mindset.
It's stolen by Vucevic. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Looking for Fournier and gets it there. Lays it up off the glass. Fournier's got his second bucket.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Gordon, the pass to Vucevic. Good work defensively by Bryant.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
And you look out there at the Magic, one of the taller teams in our league.
And, you know, that's a philosophical bent for the front office. They want long, athletic players. Draft guys with great length and then develop their strength and skill level. And I actually kind of like that approach. Have a philosophy, stick to it, and be true to it.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Fournier goes in. And there's the pass to Gordon. From deep three-point range, that shot off. Now Washington takes it the other way. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Washington sits right now in the rankings.
And it's their ranking and the three-point percentage that really catches my eye. A team stocked with some real sharpshooters. And when you can stroke it like that, the green light doesn't get any brighter.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Mahimi's checked in for Bryant. Robinson comes in for Troy Brown. And it's Ish Smith in for Shabazz Napier. Mahimi passes to Bonga. Down low, here's Robinson. Nice ball movement by Washington. The shot by Mahimi, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And he makes that one.
You talk about passing, Smith is one of the best in the game in that aspect. An incredible distributor.
2-second difference between shot. That was a strong dunk.
Hey, listen, Gordon once jumped over a mascot while putting the ball under his legs in a dunk contest. I mean, he's one of the most ridiculous athletes and dunkers we have in the game.
And the shot goes down.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Nailed from three-point land. Gordon's got 13.
I think this is an area that Gordon has really improved. Now a legitimate threat from outside the arc.
And so it's Orlando in control with the 9-point. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Magic.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. And so in the game for the Magic, they've got Carter Williams. He's out there with Fultz. Terrence Ross is out there with Bamba. And it's Birch in at the four-man position. Passes it to Wagner. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Robinson with it. Now guarded by Fultz. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Carter Williams against Robinson. Carter Williams, the pass to Birch. Outside for Carter Williams. The putback. It's good on the putback. Bamba's got the lead up to 13 now for Orlando.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backcourt.
Well, it's paid off with a greater rate of second chance hoops. I mean, great effort to build this lead on their part.
Mahimi against Bamba. To the wing right side. And he jams it with authority.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Ross kicks to Fultz. Pass to Carter Williams. Shot clock at 6. Over Robinson. Carter Williams can't get it to go.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Again, Carter Williams missing. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. 11-point game. Takes the 13-footer. It's hauled in by the Magic. There's the foul. It's on Mahimi. That's his first foul. Washington making some changes. Ryan is checked in for Mahimi. Troy Brown comes in for Hachimura. And it's Napier in for Smith. The Magic also changing it up. And this comes in for Fultz. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Carter Williams. Ennis dishes to Bamba. Over Bryant. The Magic again can't hit. Wizards have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Now here's Napier. D right on him, and the lead is down inside single digits.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Ross. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And that's a case where the deceptive strength that Ross has helps him score over the defense. Can't afford to take this guy lightly.
And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. The Wizards second.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Bamba with it. Robinson picks him up. And Washington making a change here. Bonga's checked in. Orlando also making some changes. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Aaron Gordon comes in for Cam Birch. And Fournier subbed in for Ross. It's deflected. Here's Brown. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. Clark, we're seeing a lot of shooters drawing contact. They have that art form down. They know exactly what to do and how to position their bodies, don't they?
Yeah, they really do, Kevin. And I don't know if anybody's any better than James Harden, in part because he's so skilled with the ball, but he's a really thick, strong, agile guard, which makes him hard to defend without fouling him. And he's really developed that ability to seek contact in a legal manner. And I don't think anybody does it any better than that.
They get it again. Vucevic. And that one drops for him. Vucevic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, you know, one of the best parts of Nikola Vucevic's game is his great body, excellent hands, and the high motor makes him an outstanding rebounder.
Pass to Napier. Here's Bonga. Lots of room. It's hauled in by Gordon.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Now here's Fultz. Napier covering. Gordon the pass to Ennis. The three-pointer off the mark. And so we wrap up the first half. Magic. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, what a start it was for Aaron Gordon. He had 13 points and 1. And that does it for our...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. A fantastic game from Aaron Gordon in this one.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in its small forward. That's the room for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Vucevic finds Gordon. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Brown. Averaging 9 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Clark, you look at the defensive metrics for Nikola Vucevic lately, very good. And yet, he's been considered a liability at that end. So, in your opinion, which is?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I think it's a blend, quite honestly. The analytics say one thing, but in this day and age, the way the game is played, big centers are typically challenged from a mobility standpoint, especially trying to defend fleet-footed perimeter guys in pick-and-roll situations and in space. To Vucevic's credit, he's worked hard at becoming better, trying to be a better rim protector and recognize where he needs to be early on with anticipation. So he's making progress, but it's a blend in my mind.
The pass to Augustine. Vucevic trying to get open. That's good from Augustine. The assist by Vucevic. Augustine's got his first basket of the night. Passes to Brown. And stolen by Fournier. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Ennis has got the ball. Hachimura grabs the miss. Wizards trail by 10. It's stolen by Ennis. And now Augustine pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Well, you don't last as long as Augustine has in this league without smart. Very bright player, knows exactly where to run when the break is on.
Napier kicks to Brown. That one doesn't go. Nice D from Fournier. Here's Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Look at Gordon knife through that defense, getting ahead of steam on his way to the basket and flushing that dunk home.
It's Brown with the drive, and it's Bryant missing. Orlando leading by 14. There's Gordon with the three. Augustine. Hachimura grabs the miss. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Bryant. Count it.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
1:58 left to play in the third. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Bryant. Here's Bonga. Gordon with the defensive effort.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
And Vucevic throws it down.
Yeah, the clever Frenchman. Fournier solid at recognizing when the defense isn't covering one of his teammates.
And Bryant kicks to Napier. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. Napier's got 11 points.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Magic. They've led by as many as 14 points. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Ahmed Bamba, he's checked in for Vucevic. Ross comes in for Gordon. Markelle Fultz has checked in for Evan Fournier. And Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Augustine. Magic leading by 13. Here's Bamba. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you talk about physical gift for the game. Mo Bamba, a 7-footer with the longest wingspan, 7'9.5", and that gives him a huge sphere of influence.
Ken Burge is checked in for Orlando. Here's Smith. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
34 seconds left to play here in the third. Pass to Bamba. 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Mahimi. Outside Robinson. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Bamba. The basket good off the assist from Carter-Williams. Bamba's got the lead up to 14 now for Orlando. Smith on the wing. Got it. Good job in the low post. Smith's got his second bucket of the night.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
And so it's the Orlando Magic enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So on the floor for Orlando, they've got Terrence Ross, Markelle Fultz out there with Carter Williams. Then it's Bamba, and it's Birch in at the power forward position. Now here's Fultz, guarded by Robinson. Stolen by Robinson. Oh, and here we go with Robinson. Nobody back. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
Just good, aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
Bamba kicks to Carter Williams. Smith on the wing. Carter Williams covering. Robinson, that's good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Birch, and the layup falls. Birch has got his first points of the night.
Boy, I like how Carter Williams spreads the ball around. I mean, he opens up a lot of opportunities for his guys to shoot it.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Bonga, the pass to Robinson. Mahinmi kicks to Robinson. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Guys, that's all athleticism and timing. Bamba, a terrific shot blocker because he uses the physical tools he has quite well.
Here's Birch. 6 to shoot. Here's Fultz. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
I tell you what, he was on a mission on that possession. Did not stop working until he got it up and in.
Shoots from the line. It's hauled in by the Magic. They've led by as many as 14 points. And the shot is long.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Mahinmi's shot is good.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
He gets that one. Wizards trail by 10. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. Washington making some changes. Ryan is checked in for Mahinmi. Brown comes in for Robinson. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Smith. Augustine dishes to Vucevic. That's in. Augustine with the assist. And the Magic lead by 12. Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journeys.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Back to Napier. Releases. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%. Magic leading by 12. Augustine with it. Vucevic up top. Outside Gordon. Augustine passes to Ennis. 4 on the clock. Gordon. They get the rebound. Vucevic finds Fournier. Right side, Gordon. Right wing takes a three. Ennis misses.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Bonga, the pass to Bryant. Pass to Bonga. A 15-footer. Again, the Wizards good for two.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Fournier passes to Gordon. From deep. Misses there. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
This year was so much fun, but it definitely came with some challenges. Thank goodness for 2K.
That's right. In fact, it's been an honor for us to share our time and our episodes with you, the fans, the community. And the big news is NBA 2K TV is returning for Season 7.
Yes, we're coming your way on September.
New York City, the destination.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everyone, to NBA Basketball. DA, it's all yours. Well, DA, thanks. And now Washington's starting group. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the small forward. And for the Knicks, Julius Randle is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Payton. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Barrett at the 2 guard. Here's Bonga. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Now, here's Barrett. Napier covering. That's a shot he doesn't shoot very often. Randall's got the first points up on the board for New York. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
A lot of opinions, Doris, on who may be named the Coach of the Year. When you look at the criteria for you when you're voting, what do you look at?
Well, obviously, you think about who has the best record. That's the first thing you look at. And what has contributed to that best record. But it isn't only about that, right? You have to consider, number one, what's the roster challenges that head coach may have had to overcome? Did he have to deal with any mid-season trades? There are so many things that go into making up a great year as a basketball coach in the NBA. So many things.
Hachimura, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Randall no good.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Bryant passes to Bonga. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Barrett. New York moving the ball around. And here we go. Washington fast break.
And it's all about getting to the right spot. And Hachimura did just that in transition.
Back to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
I guess he didn't appreciate getting scored on that last trip.
I guess not. He threw it down right on top of him. Now here's Brown. 9 points last game out. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Payton. Now here's Napier. He's guarded closely.
Well, Taj Gibson proves year after year he is a very capable defender. This guy is willing to contest shots.
Harkless with the bucket.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist. Well, for Washington, D.C. basketball, they have one title to their name. The champs back in '78.
What a run that was for that team, led by the great Wes Unseld. But boy, in the 40 years since that title, my goodness, fans of this franchise have waited so patiently for that return to greatness. When will it come?
Oh, man, just beast mode on the glass there. He was not going to be denied on that play.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Now here's Bullock. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. Here's Robinson. That shot off. And Washington the other way now. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
I mean, it's a big-time victory when you can just storm back like they did. Didn't have a good first half, but completely outdid themselves, particularly in that third quarter.
Portis drives in, and it's good for 2.
It's so obvious Ntilikina is a pass-first point guard. This guy is an exceptional passer with very good vision.
Now, here is Robinson. Smith on the wing. Passes it to Mahimi. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Wagner. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
How about Jan Mahimi with a good pass? Not a guy you typically run the offense through, but his feel for the game has really grown.
Pass to Robinson. To the middle. To the paint. Here's Portis. That one's not going to go. And the Wizards now going the other way. Last time they met was in Washington.
Yeah, and in winning that last game, they attacked the basket aggressively, drew a lot of fouls in that game.
Two things are a product of that. One, you shoot a ton of freebies. Two, the other team goes deep into its rotation. Neither one of those two things is going to work.
Bullock. Robinson pulls it in.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Robinson passes to Knox. 17-foot shot on the way. Robinson misses.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the three. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Checking in for your Knicks, Wayne Ellington.
Smith right side. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Wizards lead by 4. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And taking a look at the Wizards' performance here, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
As a coach, I think you get a certain feel for what your team needs, and credit this guy for not waiting around. He went ahead and made the adjustment.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Hachimura out there with Wagner. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Smith. And it's Robinson in at the shooting guard.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim doors, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Julius Randle's checked in for Knox. Barrett comes in for Reggie Bullock, and it's Payton in for Ntilikina. And then for Washington, Brown comes in for Hachimura, and Shabazz Napier subbed in for Smith. Now here's Ellington. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Payton finds Ellington. Back to Payton. Clock at 6. Outside for Randle. Rebound, Washington. Brown outside. Banked in off the glass. Brown's got the lead up to 6 now for the Wizards.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Randle. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Here's Mahinmi. Robinson with the block. New York moving it around. Randle with the bucket.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
To the inside. And finished off by Brown.
Go into the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Now, here is Robinson. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. They get it back. He feeds it to Randle. Pass to Barrett. Back to Robinson. Tries again. The shot, no good. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Robinson passes to Napier. Here's Wagner. Second chance shot. Brown kicks to Robinson. There's the feed to Mahinmi. Nice move. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
Here's Brown. The Knicks making the shot. Mahinmi passes to Wagner. Reverses. Off on the layup.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Robinson kicks to Randall. From the arc. It's hauled in by Brown. Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin. This was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
Stolen by Robinson. And here we go. The Wizards fast break. Brown dishes to Robinson. It's rebounded by Payton.
Boy, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
Randall. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Randall's got 11 points.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Here's Robinson. There's the steal. Robinson down low. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Wizards lead by 6.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter. And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Randall. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Payton. Brown, that one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Boy, every time he goes up now, it just looks like the shot's going in. He's perfect from the field in this quarter.
To the middle. Here's Robinson. That one wide left.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Pushing it up. And finished off by Bryant.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And so it's Washington heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire time. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Nice game. Great performance by Julius Randle.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
They've got Barrett. Taj Gibson is out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Payton in at the point guard position. That's the 5 for New York right now.
And now, in his second year coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
Wizards leading by 4. Hachimura the pass to Bryant. That one no good. Great D that time from Gibson. Here's Harkless. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Well, the big man, Taj Gibson, pretty assist there, Kevin.
It's deflected. Harkless with the steal. And it's blocked. And he's able to get it back. And there's the pass to Payton. For the tie. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Manga the pass to Nathan. Stripped it away. Here's Hachimura. That one falls. Hachimura's got 9.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, you combine size, aggression, and toughness, and you get Taj Gibson. My goodness, nicely done.
Pass to Hachimura. It's stolen by Barrett. Here's Harkless. Up again. It's good on the putback. Randall's got it all tied up now for the Knicks.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Hachimura, 2 free throws coming up, and they called. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul of the game. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Randall. Kevin Knox comes in for Maurice Harkless. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton. And then for Washington, Robinson's checked in for Troy Brown. And it's Ish Smith in for Shabazz Napier.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Ntilikina passes to Bullock. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And it's a 4-point Knicks lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Back to Bryant. Nice ball movement by Washington. Hachimura, no good. And the Knicks with possession. This run now up to 13-2. Pass to Knox. And Gibson kicks to Ntilikina. Here's Knox. But they recover it. Gibson passes to Knox. And here's Bullock. They grab their own miss. Here's Hachimura. Second shot opportunity outside for Robinson. Feeds to Bryant. Over Gibson. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Taj Gibson picks one up.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
So for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. And Ellington is subbed in for Ntilikina. And a switcher also for Washington. Mahimi's checked in for Hachimura.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. It has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
And it's Bullock missing.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And it's Smith that time on the assist from Mahimi. Mahimi's got 3 assists in the game. Robinson kicks to Bullock. For 3, Ellington. Rebounded by the Wizards. Bryant's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Stolen. Knox the pass to Ellington. Robinson with the block. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You 2 players.
And so here is New York. Portis, the pass to Ellington. Lets it go from 11. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
To the paint. It's tipped. The Wizards shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That free throw good from Mahimi.
I'll tell you, the big man from France, Jan Mahimi, had had to fight through a number of injuries to get to this point, but he's the kind of battler every team is looking for. Boy, the missed free throw there keeping this game at even. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. It's still anybody's game. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, GA, you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So the Wizards 5 right now. We've got Ish Smith. He's out there with Brown. Robinson is out there with Thomas Bryant. And it's Bonga in a power forward position. The shot misses. The Knicks go the other way with it.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. Well, Elfrid Payton showing he's capable of running the offense pretty fast.
Pound kicks to Napier. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Bryant trying to free himself up, and the shot is good.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Down low, knocked away. Randall. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
That's his first personal foul.
First free throw is good. And it's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And a switcher also for Washington. Hachimura is checked in. Both free throws good from Randall. Wizards trail by 7. Hachimura the pass to Bonga. The Wizards working the ball around now. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. And then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, and Kevin, this is going to be a very trying part of the schedule for them. More than a fair share of road games on the dock with the team, and have not had an easy time finding success away from home.
And New York making a change here. Gibson's checked in. Bryant passes to Hachimura. Back to Bryant. Here's Hachimura. He's defended by Randall. It'll go, and the Knick lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Hachimura.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we've talked about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
And the scary thing is, Hachimura is going to keep getting better. Games like this prove how special he can be.
Randall with the bucket.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
Now, here's Napier. Covered by Payton. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Kicks to Barrett. From deep 3-point range. Inside. Here's Gibson. Makes it off the glass. Gibson's got the lead up to 9 now for New York.
Well, this is a real strength of Taj Gibson's game. Efficient low-post scoring. That's nicely done.
Back to Brown. Pass to Hachimura. Over Randall. Poked away. The Knicks have gotten it done so far from the field here in the 4th. Going 6 for 7. And here's the fast break. Bryant leading the way. Here's Hachimura. Brown wide open. He fired. And again, Washington no good. The Knicks leading by 9. Launches it. And Barrett with the basket on the assist from Gibson. And it's 6 points for R.J. Barrett. Doris, if I were to ask you right now in the league, who has the most unstoppable shot, who would you tell me?
You know what's interesting, Kevin, is I wonder if in the long view of history, James Harden's step-back three will become sort of an identifiable shot with him, the way the sky hook was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Wow, yes,
right?
yes.
Like, you wonder, does that become a signature play for James? It certainly is something that's darn near impossible to stop right now.
Here's Payton, and again, it's New York.
To me, if I'm Elfrid Payton, I want to capitalize from right here. Do your work in the mid-range.
There's the pass to Bonga. Here's Bryant, and Washington again with the bucket. And 1:01 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Barrett, and he drops it in from the low post. And the Knicks lead by 10.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Knicks.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Julius Randle.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
There's 21 seconds left in the game. Here's Bryant. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question, GA. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports.
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
The skyline of Orlando seen. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Look at Orlando. They're holding the edge for the last playoffs. I am sure they'd feel better if they could jump up a couple rankings. And, of course, New York sitting there 4 spots below.
And seeing where the Magic are, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Now, you just don't want to sit in the middle for too long. You either want to be competing against the top teams or starting to strategize where you can position yourself for a high lottery pick and maybe turn around your franchise's fortunes.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Payton is out there with Taj Gibson. And it's Harkless in at the 3 spot. And for the Magic, Augustine and Fournier are the backcourt tandem. Gordon and Bamba, the combo inside. And it's Ennis in at the 3 spot. Harkless kicks to Robinson. Payton outside. That shot missing. Gordon with the defensive effort. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Here's Randall, and it's blocked by Gordon. And he gets it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Orlando Magic. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago. Outside Fournier. Gordon deciding where to go with it. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ennis. Off target with his 3.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
As good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
Brandon, looking ahead to the playoffs, when you made your first postseason appearance, were you surprised by the intensity you found once you got there?
Kevin, it was my second season. I was playing for the Clippers, so getting into the playoffs was quite miraculous on its own accord for the organization. But the level of detail in the playoffs and intensity in the playoffs, they know everything that you're going to do. When we were playing against the Utah Jazz, which at that time...
Some pretty good players.
Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, the great Jerry Sloan as the head coach. It was a wonderful experience, but you understood that the playoffs were different. Absolutely something different in terms of the intensity and what it is that that team knew about you.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Randall no good. Magic have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
He's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Now here's Payton. Boy, he just disappeared against Atlanta. They really needed him. Randall kicks to Harkless. Randall controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, Randall not giving up on that play, smells that one out, grabs the ball, and gets 2 more.
Augustine against Payton. From deep. It's rebounded by New York. Randall's got 5 rebounds tonight. Back to Gibson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Working on the inside, Taj Gibson goes to it. Tremendous at imposing his will down there.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for Orlando. Trailing by 2. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
And turnovers were the story for them when they saw each other last. I mean, just a heartbreaking way to lose the game.
Here's Randall following the score by Mohamed Bamba. Basket good. 6 points for Julius Randle.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, Kevin. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Gordon, the pass to Augustine. Outside Fournier. Pass to Gordon. Over Randall. And it's Gordon missing. Got a piece of it. Bamba with it. Now defended by Randall. Nice shot there by Bamba.
And the closer to the basket Bamba is, the more effective he is. Outstanding at using his size inside. Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Fournier. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Gordon inside. He's defended by Randall. That one off the back iron and out.
Yeah, I have no idea why he went with the fadeaway there. The defense was nowhere near him, and he should have just kept it simple.
Gibson finds Robinson. With 1 on the clock.
And he just takes pleasure in shutting his man down. I love seeing Bamba work this hard on that end of the floor.
We welcome you back to Noche Latino. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And when you consider how the Knicks are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, the coaches preach ball movement, and we saw exactly why in that first quarter.
Well, everybody just feeling the energy of the basketball as they moved it around, and lots of hands were touching it.
They've got Vucevic. Markelle Fultz out there with Michael Carter-Williams. Then it's Terrence Ross, and it's Birch in at the power forward. That's who's out there for Orlando.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term. And a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Here's Carter-Williams. The Knicks making the shot. Here is Ross. A 24-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. A couple blocks in that game as well.
And the Knicks with possession here. The Magic getting the bucket. They're at the pass to Knox. New York moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Here's Portis. Birch grabs the board.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Vucevic. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Knox cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And Knox taking lessons from the school of Hard Knocks on that play. Nice finish.
And New York making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Brent, so many state-of-the-art arenas being built. Which feature do you think is most important?
Oh, the hot dog machine.
Popcorn. Right
and the
next
popcorn. What else,
and
Kevin?
then the popcorn.
Yeah,
right
nachos.
Love nachos.
Okay.
You love nachos.
What else? I mean, what else could we go with there?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah,
that's
right?
a big one.
Because when you've done with all that other stuff, you've got to somehow kind of coat your stomach.
Yep. Was this basketball related, or did we go somewhere else?
All part of the whole conversation.
I think we covered it.
Now here's Carter-Williams. His last outing with 20 points. And 3 chances on that possession. But they just couldn't find a way to score. Here's Bullock. Count the basket. Bullock's got the lead up to 6 now for New York.
Wow, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Carter-Williams kicks to Vucevic. That one misses. The Knicks go the other way with it. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Knox misses. Here's Vucevic. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Takes a shot at the elbow. Ntilikina with the rebound. The Knicks leading by 6. Knox the pass to Bullock. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Orlando making some changes. Aaron Gordon comes in for Cam Birch. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Carter-Williams. And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
Here's Ntilikina, following the score by Aaron Gordon. Ntilikina passes to Bullock. New York, no good that time either.
I saw a green light there, Kevin. He's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Down low. Nice shot by Portis. And the Knicks lead by 8.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
They get it again. Passes it to Fultz. Three-pointer. No good that time.
Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Yeah, you got to like how he hustled to guard out on the perimeter, definitely respecting the shooting ability.
Good on the shot. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter. 59 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Knox the pass to Ellington. Right side, Portis. And stolen by Fournier. It's stolen. And now the Knicks on the break. Pass to Ellington. Portis against Ross. Ntilikina passes to Knox. He can't get it to go. Great D that time from Vucevic. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Here's Ross. A putback. It's good on the putback.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Knicks have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis. And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Randall against Gordon. The pass to Augustine and stolen by Payton. For 3, Ellington. And so it's New York with a 6-point.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, for the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And that
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Well, you got to like what Aaron Gordon has done in this game.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Tipping off the second half, here's David Fizdale's 5. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Alfred Payton is out there with Taj Gibson, and it's Harkless in at the small forward.
He may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Well, something you never like to see, but guys, he definitely looks hurt.
And boy, when you see someone hurting like this, it's always scary.
Yeah, it reminds you of what's really important. Health, number 1. Everything else comes after that.
Ken Burge has checked in for the Magic. Especially in the playoffs, Brent, so much can change when a player gets into foul trouble. You see the league ever modifying that foul out rule?
I know that they do that in the Summer League where you can stay on the court for 10 fouls as elimination, but it's a technical every time. I don't see the league doing that. I think it's good for the game so that star players or meaningful players, ones that play specifically on defense, they have to have responsibility for what it is that they're doing on the floor. And if they're overly aggressive, you should be penalized for playing that way.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Payton passes to Harkless. No good on that one. And Orlando the other way now. 4-on-3 break. Fournier for 3, and Gibson sends it back.
Taj Gibson doing a good job of just getting the hands up And then the instincts come into play with the block.
Fades and shoots. Here's Birch. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And the call will be against Fournier. That is his first foul of the game. Michael Carter-Williams checked in for Evan Fournier. Randall outside. Over Gordon. Nifty move. And there's Randall on the assist by Payton. Randall's got the lead up to 10 now for the Knicks. Here's Augustine. Here's Birch. Pass to Ennis. Kicks it to Carter-Williams. Bounce pass from Augustine. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Ennis. And a miss there on the triple. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Harkless with the bucket.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And yes, it's good.
He's been terrific tonight, and with a little help from the other guys on the floor, they might be able to turn this game around.
Robinson finds Harkless. Some nice passing by New York here. Passes it to Randall. Outside Gibson. 6 on the shot clock. Harkless. Good on the three-point shot. Harkless has got 7 points in the game.
And really the story of this second half. One team getting the shots they want. The other, not so much.
Well, this team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half. 2 teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
New York leading by 11.
And one of the more transcendent athletes in the game. Aaron Gordon still has some untapped potential. He could make a big leap.
Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Gibson with the steal. And here's the fast break. Randall leading it all the way. Outside Gibson. Dishes it to Randall. From deep. Kept alive by New York. Harkless kicks to Gibson. This one for 3. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Knicks lead by 15.
Yeah, I'm sure the scouting report had something like put a body on Taj Gibson. That time the defense did not.
Right at the free throw line. Carter-Williams can't get it to go.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Carter-Williams. No points in the game yet for him. Feeds it to Gordon. Pass to Birch. He kicks it to Carter-Williams. And he hits the jump shot.
How about that shot? Not exactly something drawn up by the coaching staff.
The pass to Robinson. Takes it off the glass. He's got 6.
You know, all the way to the bucket. No resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
Carter-Williams, the pass to Gordon. The basket good off the assist from Carter-Williams. Carter-Williams has got his 3rd assist on the night. Payton kicks to Harkless. Here's the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Harkless has got 8 points in the quarter. Now here is Augustine. Three-pointer. The shot, no good. And so it's New York holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. And it's Fournier in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for Orlando. And here is Ellington after Aaron Gordon was able to get the triple. And here's Bullock from the arc. Kept alive. Lets the three fly. Drains the three-pointer. And the Knicks lead by 18.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Volts kicks to Fournier. Pass to Ross. Back to Fournier. 4 on the shot clock. Lets it go from deep. Tips it up. And the second chance effort by Gordon. Gordon's got 19 points.
Hard work and soft hands. Guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Now here's Ellington. And Barrett now top of the key. Over Ross. And again, it's New York.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Magic trail by 18. Rebounded by Knox.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Here's Gordon. And he could not get... And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
The Knicks leading by 18. Three-pointer Ellington. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Fultz. And finished off by Fultz.
And you got to prevent Fultz from getting all the way to the rim. Once he sees an open lane, he just attacks it. He is absolutely relentless.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Now in his 6th season in the NBA, hard to believe Aaron Gordon is still just 24 years of age.
Not much older than some rookies coming in. You wonder what his ceiling will be.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Clark is checked in for Vucevic. James Ennis comes in for Terrence Ross. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Fultz. Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Orlando Magic. 19-point game. Kicks it to Ennis. Outside Fournier. Out left to the wing. The tray. The Magic again can't hit. New York's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And it's blocked by Gordon. Fournier into the lane. And he banks in the layup. Fournier's got his first 2 points of the night.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Knicks.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the floor of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Julius Randle.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play. And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
The Knicks have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Smith with it. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. Passes to Vucevic. Here's a 1-2, covered by Smith. Over to the wing. Clock at 6. Carter Williams against Robinson. Another miss by Orlando. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which they're...